This series is not meant to be an accurate representation of the current NASCAR Cup Series. This is a fictional series, ran on NR2003 for enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed today's race.
Welcome back to the NR2003 simulation season. Today we are in the round of 12. 2 drivers last week were eliminated from playoff contention. This week, 12 drivers remain. 2 more will be eliminated at the conclusion of today's race. Last week it was Justin Haley and Denny Hamlin. Who will it be this week who doesn't make it to the next round? Let's get the engines fired, cars on track to answer that very question.
Drivers, start your engines!
And with the command, the engines roar to life on pit lane. This is the starting lineup for today's race. Kurt Busch, Daniel Suarez on the front row. Trackhouse did very well in qualifying, putting 2 of their cars in the top 4. Both Trackhouse cars still in playoff contention at the moment. A quick reminder, graphic on your screen is what to look for playoff drivers. The yellow name banner, yellow splitter, yellow spoiler. That is what to look for. If they've got that, they can win a championship. The bottom 2 of those drivers will be eliminated after today's race. One of the favorites today, Martin Truex Jr., starting up in the top 10, won the All-Star race here. We'll see if he has the speed to do it today. Pace car will pull to pit lane, put the field in the hands of Kurt Busch. Busch brothers on the bottom lane. Green flag is in the air. 2 Toyotas lined up on the bottom. Now to turn number 1 they go. Kurt Busch will get clear of Suarez and Kyle Busch. And Kevin Harvick looking to make it 3 wide. Tight racing there. Also some tight racing back here. Joey Logano and a couple of the Hendrick Motorsports drivers. Taking a look at Tyler Reddick. Reddick barely missing out on the playoffs. But up the front of the field today. This form of playoffs is somewhat brutal on the drivers. One mistake can cost you a chance at a championship. Ahead of Tyler Reddick. Ross Chastain started in 4th, battling now for the 5th position with Eric Almirola. Suarez started on outside front row, and he is battling the 1 machine. Don't want to be in the bottom 2. Right now, leading playoff driver Kevin Harvick is looking for the lead to the inside of Kurt Busch down into turn number 3. Looks like Kevin Harvick will be able to get that position from Kurt Busch. And we talked about this driver at the top of the show, Martin Truex Jr. Truex wins the All-Star race here in Homestead. And now Truex has worked his way up into the 2nd position, trying to hunt down the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Now we got a car on the wall. Like Austin Cindric may have tagged the wall on the front straightaway a little bit. turn number 3, the lowest playoff driver at the moment. Looking like the 24 of William Byron. Byron right now being scored the lowest playoff driver all the way down in the 24th position. So a scary situation for last week's winner. Even if he gets by Brad Keselowski, he would still be on the chopping block. Needs to go up and pass Chase Elliott, his teammate, if he wants to advance, but still a lot of time left in this race for anything to happen. Bottom 2 drivers currently Brad Keselowski and William Byron. The next driver closest to being out of contention right now is Chase Elliott. Elliott won here at the night race, and now Elliott struggling here today. We saw this before, where Elliott struggled for a lot of the race at the beginning, but the car got better as the run came on. Did they bring the same kind of notebook this time around? When we were here before, that was one of the topics of conversation between a lot of drivers and teams was, what are you going to learn for this race? Some drivers and crew chiefs went all the way back to the All-Star Open that we had here. Smaller fields of 20, that was the qualifying races for the All-Star race, but it was run in the daytime, which is where we're running here now. And some drivers and crews were looking at that data, because the last time they were here, it was nighttime. Track totally different, as well as a different time of year. Back up towards the front of the field. Daniel Suarez has worked his way back up to second. We saw him a few moments ago battling in a 6th place position. Now he has caught, or almost caught, Kevin Harvick in the 4 car. So Suarez starting to pick it back up, to get back up to the front of the field. Pretty much in striking distance of Kevin Harvick at this point. Like Suarez saw a little bit of a lower lane. That may hurt that car a little bit. Look at Almirola behind them. Almirola is one of those guys that he has been trending upward. Noticed it at Nashville. That car has gotten much better. Playoff driver we haven't talked much about. Ryan Blaney, a quiet season, no wins for Ryan Blaney. But was able to point his way into the playoffs and was able to get through last week. And now here we are at Homestead this week. And Blaney comfortably up towards the front of the field. Blaney right now shown in the 8th position. Ross Chastain 2 cars behind him in 10th. Chastain last week was pretty close to being eliminated. Got into the outside wall, damaged that race car, but was able to rebound and keep himself in this playoff. So Chastain doing really well. Look at a little telemetry here on the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Kind of see what he's doing inside the race car. That will be on the bottom right of your screen. Truex, a strong driver here, won a championship back with Furniture Row. '17 NASCAR Cup Series champion. You can see what he does. With the gas and brake here on the telemetry, Truex really, really smooth with inputs. He's getting a little pressure from behind him with Austin Dillon. Dillon to the inside. Dillon took a peek. Couldn't get there. And a little bit further back, we will find William Byron. Byron not doing so well here. May need to figure something out if he wants to continue in these playoffs. A win last week, but right now in position to be eliminated, as well as Brad Keselowski. Keselowski was at the top of the points for most of this season, but the last few weeks, the 6 car has struggled. So unfortunate for Brad Keselowski and RFK. This team with 2 wins on the season. And you can see the other RFK car there, Chris Buescher. So both those cars struggling today. Highest Hendrick Motorsports car, Alex Bowman. Bowman leading his teammate Kyle Larson right now. These two are in the 13th and 14th position, just outside the top 10. Things have really started to string out here. Drivers staying pretty much single file, except for the 34 here. Michael McDowell having a great run today in the 9th position, looking to make a move on Ryan Blaney. But we got a 3-way battle for the lead, 3 wide. Suarez. Credit Daniel Suarez with leading that lap. Saw the 3 wide action out of the corner of my eye. And Daniel Suarez works his way to the front of the field, but battling hard still with Eric Almirola. Almirola just barely to the outside quarter panel. Looks like Suarez will clear him down into turn 3. So some racing, as we were just talking about it getting strung out, some hard racing up the front. We've got Truex battling with Reddick here. And of course, as these two battle, Daniel Suarez is able to drive away a little bit. And there goes Truex. He will clear Reddick. So 3 playoff contenders in the top 3 positions. Austin Dillon, he's looking for his first win of the season. Hasn't won. Another one of those playoff contenders that didn't win a race but was able to point his way in. Truex, Dillon, and Blaney. All of them right there in your camera shot. Those 3 drivers did not have wins, but they were able to get through. There goes Dillon. Dillon to the inside. Some speed in the 3 car. Taking a look at the fastest laps. Of course, Daniel Suarez, your leader, has the fastest lap at this moment. Michael McDowell with the 2nd fastest lap. Justin Haley 3rd. 4th is Ty Dillon. And 5th is Kyle Larson. Ty Dillon, since announcing he will not return to the 42, has actually picked it up quite a bit. Some reporters indicated that maybe it's because he has no stress now. He's not trying to race for a seat next year. He's just going to step away from racing. Ty Dillon, of course, not returning to the 42 next year. Noah Gragson will be taking over. But Ty Dillon, he said it isn't the end for his racing career. He may be back, but some time away with his family, much needed. Taking a look from our far cam here as Ty Dillon races hard. We've got a few drivers here battling for position. I did see a battle back here between the 9 and the 18. This is a very important battle. Elliott trying to put a buffer between him Elliott being shown 31st right now, trying to put a buffer. Oh, excuse me, that was fastest lap screen. Scroll back down. Elliott actually being shown 20th. Putting a buffer between him and, right now, the 24 of William Byron. The two drivers still in the elimination spot are William Byron and Brad Keselowski. Nothing has changed there. Kyle Busch now a driver on the bubble. Kyle Busch at 21st at the moment. All the way back here you find William Byron. And you find Brad Keselowski. A pit stop's underway and Harrison Burton gets spun around. Ooh, very close there. We'll get a replay of what happened on the entry to pit lane. Looks like the entire field coming down on a pit lane. We'll get a replay really quick of what happened to Harrison Burton. Burton, a little bit of damage on that 21 car. Here's a replay. Looks like Burton just a little late, cuts across the nose of Bubba Wallace, and Keselowski barely avoids some contact with the 21. You can see from the slow motion camera, there's the contact. The banking probably helped Harrison a little bit. Look at how tight this was with Keselowski. Wow. Barely missing the 21. Back live, Harrison Burton, of course, a little further behind the 8 ball now, after they had to repair a little bit of damage on the back left quarter of his car from the contact with Bubba Wallace. Eventual battle for the lead is going to be right here with Daniel Suarez, but second place is contested right now. Truex will get around the 3 of Austin Dillon. Back of the field, William Byron is still in an elimination position. Keselowski as well. Here's Brad. Almost a disastrous day for Keselowski. But right now, needs a miracle to make something happen. Shout out to the 41 of Cole Custer. He's had a lot of bad weeks since his win in Pocono. Cole missing the playoffs. Struggling quite a lot in the last little while. But having a good run today in the 4th position. Ryan Blaney right behind him. That pit cycle puts Blaney up to 5th. There is a battle for the lead that is starting to heat up. Suarez versus Truex. Truex is able to run down the 99 of Suarez, and he is to the back bumper just about as they head down into turn number 3. Ooh, maybe a little touch there on the back bumper. Maybe he packed a little bit of air on the back bumper of the 99, got him loose. And Truex across the line. Mark the 19 down as leading that lap. We talked about this car a few times today, even before the race had begun. Truex won the All-Star race here. Seems like the 19 crew had figured something out, but here comes Suarez back to the inside to do the crossover move. Not going to be enough to lead this lap, but enough to get him side by side going into turn number 1. Potentially not, as Suarez loses the nose of the race car. Back further in the field, Todd Gilliland having a good day today. Todd in the 10th position right now. Some varying pit strategy. The 38 took 2 tires on that stop. Another shout out having a good run today, Corey LaJoie. LaJoie in the 15th position. Fantastic run for that number 7 crew. And 2 cars ahead of him, you have Ryan Preece in the 15 car. It's been well documented, Ryan Preece going to be taking over for Eric Almirola next year. Stuart Haas will be running a 00 car in Las Vegas for the championship race, fully prepared by Stuart Haas for Ryan's last race of the season before next year jumping into the 10 car. So the 00 will be running. Well, we talked earlier about Alex Bowman and how he was the highest running Hendrick car. Well, Alex Bowman has now fallen back to the 25th position, racing with Chase Elliott right now, his teammate. Bowman was having a great run, and unfortunately looks like he's going to be at the back of the pack, still in a decent spot as far as the playoffs go. He'll be okay. Right now, there's been no change in the 2 drivers that are in that elimination position. It is William Byron, who has got to be disappointed right now. Can only imagine what's going through his head as these laps tick off here. Less than 10 to go, and William Byron a long way off from the next playoff contender to advance himself, as well as Brad Keselowski. Keselowski probably dejected in that race car after a strong season. But the last few weeks have not been put together well for the 6 team, and they're paying for it now. William Byron being in this position, it really shows what the playoffs can do. You need to have 6 perfect races. If you don't have 6 perfect races, then you're not going to be advancing. Byron winning last week, riding some momentum into Homestead. Felt really good about Homestead. He won here in 2021. But right now, a long way off. Kyle Busch, he is in that bubble position, the final transfer spot. But of course, William Byron needs to catch him in order to get to him and eliminate him from the playoffs. We saw Kyle Busch in the All-Star Open, the qualifying race. They barely made it into that race, but it was exciting nonetheless. Chase Elliott making a move on Alex Bowman. No change at the front of the field. Still all Martin Truex Jr. Truex very strong right now. Running some really fast lap times. So Truex comes across the line. Top 5 have separated themselves. You have a loner in 6th, which is Michael McDowell, and then a long way back to the driver in 7th. Does Suarez have enough in the tank, or does the 41 play spoiler? Cole Custer, the only driver in the top 5 not in the playoffs. Down into 3 and 4. Truex is going to see 2 to go here in Homestead for the round of 12. Truex off at turn number 4. The white flag is going to be in the air. Does Suarez have enough? Suarez almost to the back bumper of Martin Truex Jr., but not quite. Down the back straightaway they go. Not looking like Suarez is going to be able to get there. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win in Homestead. And unfortunately, William Byron crosses the line. He will be eliminated from the playoffs. And Brad Keselowski also crosses the line and will be eliminated from the playoffs. And here comes Martin Truex Jr. His first win of the season. It only took the playoff pressure in order for him to get it done. Truex, your winner here in the second playoff race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Martin Truex Jr. loves this racetrack, and he proved it today as he goes to victory lane in the second round of the playoffs. Momentum building for the 19, a win coming at the right time, and Martin Truex Jr. and Joe Gibbs Racing goes to victory lane today in Homestead. Taking a look at the finishing results from the round of 12 today. Martin Truex Jr. coming away with the win with Daniel Suarez right in second. The rest of the finishing order will follow here. McDowell with a good day. Todd Gillen with a good day. So a couple of these drivers that have not had the seasons that they really want to write home about, having great days today. Biggest storyline of the day was the 24 and the 6. Both those drivers being eliminated from the playoffs. Unfortunate circumstances for those two drivers. William Byron, coming off a win last week, eliminated this week, has got to be feeling not so good. Now taking a look at the full point standings, but we're going to take a look at the playoffs here. Drivers still in the playoffs. Bowman, Larson, Truex, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez. These are the remaining drivers that will make up the round of 10 next week. So an unfortunate for the 6 and the 24, both those drivers being eliminated today. They will not be in contention for the rest of the playoffs for a championship. They could still win and still race in the final races here. But as far as the championship goes, those dreams are over. We hope to see you in the next round for the round of 10 next week. Thank you for watching today's race. Have a good one.